There was this internal mechanism that Michael had. When he felt the music, when the rhythms were right, when the beats were happening, when the correct emphasis was happening on the syncopation, he'd have to move, he'd have to dance. And when he'd start to dance, we would know that the balance was correct, the elements had the right character, the syncopation was hitting in the right fashion.
Yeah. Michael gave me the music and he said, listen, don't impose your opinion or your feelings or your choreography or your thoughts on the music. Let the music talk to you and tell you what it wants to be.
First time we discussed it, he got these visions in his mind of what he wanted to do. The robot, the car, the kids, the drugs.
Every kid in this whole world can take drugs because of me.
And how do we bring it all together into a story that had a piece in the middle, which was a song and dance.
So we started working on some stuff. It was called Chicago Nights, which was really Smooth Criminal.
He was a huge fan of Fred Astaire.
Chicago Nights.
And wanted to make sure that he paid homage to Fred Astaire in the movie.
For criminal dance, look at all the great dances on tape. Study the great and become greater. Get all Bob Fosse movie dances. Study these inside out, knowing every cut, move, music, etc. Flashdance, all that jazz, bandwagon, girl hunt.
Oh. Right, okay, inspiration, I get it. Now that I've seen this, it's 100% like, oh, wow, it's a direct comparison here. So that's why he wrote down all them movies, like, you're going to watch these, draw inspiration from them, because this is the ballpark. This is what I want. And I see it. Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. Oh, with the tipped hat, tipped fedora, like, oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. Oh, you see it. Oh, that is so good. Yeah, that bit. Yeah, I forgot about that. The coin, and it goes into the jukebox and it plays the song.
This is a drawing titled Criminal Jacket, and you can see that he's created the basic outline for the jacket that he wound up wearing in that short film.
Yeah.
Including the armband. And he also made a note to himself that he needed to get his Kenny shoes now so that he could break them in.
But when it came to style,
wow.
I showed Michael an all-time favorite of mine, which was The Third Man, because it's got sort of gangster-ish. We should shoot it in that kind of style, and he just loved that style.
That scene.
And making use of the shadows that they had with that sort of film noir look.
There's a story, actually, that Quincy told me years ago. And what he said was that Michael had the ability to come in, he could lay down the lead vocal of a track. And then he could sit there, listen, just put the time in, and figure out where all the harmonies should go. And then do that, not leave until he had the harmonies right. And when I think of Smooth Criminal, I would just impress, again, the vocal.
He could sing bass, baritone, and tenor, but he chose to sing mostly tenor.
Very interesting.
He goes straight down to bass, low C. That is low, that's a basso pitch. And Michael would go right on down there with vibrato, and clear up to a G above high C. I mean, that's enormous. That's more than three and a half octaves. He really didn't want to grow up. He wanted a child's voice.
That is more than 3.5 octaves. Yeah, there's a couple of songs where you can hear most of that. Have I actually heard him do all 3 octaves yet? I'm not sure. I would have to check it out, but I've definitely heard him do 2, 100%, like 2 full octaves on a couple of songs. You're going to have to let me know in the comments below if there's any time that he's actually hit all 3, or 3 and a bit, in like a song or a live version or whatever.
And I always tried to encourage him to use his beautiful speaking voice. I was in Europe one time and the phone rang and he said, hello, in a perfectly male voice, baritone. And I said, Michael, why don't you use that? He said, I don't like it down there. I like it up there.
Yeah. So he puts on that higher voice when he's talking. I wonder why he does that. I wonder why he always does that, because he just said that he's heard him talk in his lower voice, normal baritone, you know? Very interesting.
I want to be all the way open.
There was some of the songs that he was singing, he needed a much wider vocal range, and with the exercises that Seth Riggs provides for him, it enabled him to open up his range so he could sing higher, much higher, and much lower.
I had to make sure that his voice was even from bottom to top. I have some very strange exercises, which are a little different than most people's, and they're called speech level singing. So we started doing these crazy things. Gee, 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 gee. Sometimes there's
I sampled PYT for Good Life. I actually met him at Leo Cohen's house. He said he liked my voice. And then I think I took that too seriously, and I did a whole singing album.
This is the mic that I used on Michael.
I have been told, right, to skip, I believe, 20 seconds. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
This is actually a mic that's designed for narration recording.
I don't know why I skipped it, but
I knew that the sound of this mic would work well with Michael's voice.
Amazing piece of equipment, which has kind of improved over time, but not a significant amount. If you've still got like a really decent microphone from like 80s, 90s, it's going to still sound pretty darn decent today. The actual technology has kind of improved, but not a massive amount, surprisingly.
I never quite understood who Annie was.
No.
And why did it matter if she was okay or not?
Who is Annie?
Yeah, who is Annie?
Let me know who Annie is.
Over in this corner, there was a green fiberglass case, and there was a CPR dummy in the case. Michael had been given CPR lessons. The first thing that you do when you're going to administer CPR is you make a determination of the condition of the victim.
We used to have to do CPR on somebody. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Wow. Whose life did he think he was going to have to save?
CPR dummies are all named Annie.
You just kept asking, was Annie okay?
But how many different ways can you say, Annie, are you okay? And he found like about 15 different ways to say,
Annie is a CPR dummy. You know, you... Annie, are you okay? Wow, okay.
Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? It's like, okay, I don't think she's okay.
I gotta be honest, I was never a big fan of that song. You know, Michael loved it to pieces, man.
I love it.
When we went to do the video.
I love it.
I never heard, it must have been 135 decibels. Loud, man, I mean, ears were falling out.
We started with maybe like 10 or 12 dancers. And he then introduced me to Jeffrey, and he said, I'd like Jeffrey to be part of this, and, you know, maybe there's some street stuff, because I've been working with Jeffrey, and, you know, and privately, and he's teaching me some stuff.
See, the thing about it is Michael can't go out to clubs and hang out, because he's Michael Jackson.
No.
So, through me, he was picking up what was happening in the hood, and I'm taking it to his gallery over at the Jackson House on Havenhurst.
My name is Phyllis Brooks, and I want to direct my question to all you guys. Who teach you guys your dance steps?
No, I'm always shocked by about the ability of this man. And he was just as good young as he was old. You know, his actual like dancing ability never waned. It never got worse. It was just like always impressive.
Funky Chicken. So these dances came from Soul Train too. Michael Jackson, he loves it. He loves the locking. He loves the popping.
So cool.
When you see him on stage and he's ticking. Michael is deep into the urban contemporary dance, because I don't call it street dance anymore. It's left the streets years ago.
I had created movement for Michael from his passage in to his passage out.
It's so cool.
There were a couple places where I said, okay, you know,
The
Jeff,
sun hurt
why
my
don't you do this?
face.
When it comes around the pool table, I'd love you to do something here and make this work over here, you know?
Yeah, that was great, that bit.
I got this from a Bugs Bunny cartoon. These gangsters with these gangsters hat, and they're all bouncing like this, coming. I was just trying to capture that kind of animated thing.
Okay, here we go. Same thing. Ba-dum-bum-boom-bum.
And again, right after the hat, I think it's the hand. Boom, 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 boom.
Bang. Da, ba, ba, ba. Bang, bang, boom.
Some of the dance moves in there,
Jeez.
maybe you find out. I don't know how he did that thing.
Oh my God, it's so cool. I can't. It's just so
The whole
awesome.
thing with the lean. I had done the lean in a Paul McCartney movie called Give My Regard to Broad Street.
Yeah. Oh, Buster Keaton. You know, a massive shout out to this man. His stunts are flipping incredible. I just got to say, big shout out to Buster Keaton here.
When I'm on the plane, when we take private jets, we always, like, when it's taking off, we kind of, like, lean forward to try to do the same move as Michael. So it kind of looks the same.
So what, you want to know how it was done?
Not really.
Even to this day,
Takes away the
I
magic.
will reference the Smooth Criminal lean, and people instantly know what I'm talking about.
What happened? There's a break in Smooth Criminal that was never supposed to be there.
The music breaks down, everything gets cool. They show a cat walking across the piano, the lights go blue. We did not know about this.
I thought that it was a bit weird, that bit. It doesn't feel right, in my opinion. A bit random. You know? Very
That
random.
break in the middle, he just wanted to let the dancers feel the set. I mean, we'd been shooting for quite a while by then. And he just said, you know, I don't want anything to disturb us. And I said, I was shooting 5 cameras at the time. Plus, Jerry had 5 cameras. So there's 10 cameras shooting. And you know, we didn't know how long it was going to go on for.